So, what separates decent players from good players and good players from great? Surely there are a lot of things, but I believe the main thing is simple. Simple but not easy. Coming right up. Hey gang, have you ever gone through the exercise of learning a solo, maybe even note for note? You learn it, you memorize it, you play it, but something's just not right. Happens to me all the time, and not just learning other people's solos, even with my own. Why do you think that is? Trust me, it's not the guitar. But if you really want that new one, go ahead. Who am I to stop you? If you're anything like me, it's probably mostly your phrasing. Not what you play, but how you play it. Good phrasing is just like good speaking. If we push out our words in monotone fashion in the same cadence, people get bored after a while. If we stop once in a while and give parts of our message more emphasis, it's more interesting to people and more engaging. And it's the same way with guitar. If we continuously just regurgitate notes, it gets boring. But if we stop and let it breathe, it's easier for the listener to digest. So, how can we improve our phrasing? If we Google it, we get this. All right, but there's another way. One espoused by Chopin, who was no slouch as a musician. We can be intuitive about it and equate phrasing with punctuation and pause in language. So that inevitably leads us to the great storytellers of guitar. For me, that would be players like Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, Duane Allman, Mike Campbell, and especially B.B. King. One thing that you can do to really improve your phrasing is to listen to these players. But I don't mean listen while you drive your car or wash dishes. I mean really listen. Listen until you can sing or hum the solo. And I mean this, you can do it. You can do it with lyrics, so you can do it with a solo. Even if you're tone deaf, you can get down the timing and emphasis of the notes, and that makes all the difference. Another thing that you can do is to learn a great solo that's not about the notes, but is all about the phrasing. An example would be Ronnie Wood's solo to Maggie May, and another great solo is Jimmy Lyons' awesome solo to Two Tickets to Paradise by Eddie Money. Let's take a look at how phrasing just plays a huge role in that solo. Here's the preamble. Some great storytelling here. That's some great use of call and response. Always a great storytelling technique. Now the solo really begins and he continues to leave a ton of space. Those simple phrases with all that space remind me of the solo to All Right Now by Paul Kossoff, another great one. All right, now here's where Jimmy Lyons really gets into the phrasing and really makes it count. What's so cool about this is he only uses 4 or 5 notes, yet he builds up so many phrases and it's so expressive, even building up the energy as the rest of the band does the same thing. Check it out. Instead of doing something pedestrian like this, he does something truly memorable like this. Believe it or not, those two phrases both had exactly the same notes. One of those says a lot more than the other. To end up the solo, he switches to position, again playing all pentatonic, but saying a lot with just a little. And then It's a great solo that will repay careful study because it's also an incredible use of the BB box. That's right. And it's a great introduction to modal play and its connection with pentatonics. If you're interested in learning more about the BB box, check this one out, especially if you're hooked on theory, because it's a great way to make your guitar do some talking. So check out that video and we'll see you on down the road.